What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. Here I am on the alt, and I'm ready to continue on with this series. Now, we did our first map, which was floor number 6. We knocked that out and just completely smoked it. So next up, of course, we have floor number 7. However, we're not upgrading any gear, so we want to take a look at what we found. Now, I went on and looked at the gear, and I've got one item here that I kind of assume to be a keeper. I'm not really worried about the hero stuff at all quite yet, as right now, just with the nuke setup, with just having crane stance upgraded, not even all the way, I'm going to be able to take care of business there, so I'm not sweating that in any way whatsoever. So I am looking at defenses, and we found this little guy here. Now, one important thing to note when you're not upgrading things and you don't have any gilded shards is you're going to need a defense rate shard and a defense rate mod on your item. So although if we look at my flame auras, this is a massive upgrade, 7,300 defense power compared to 2,500 defense power, well actually 3,700 with that power servo on there. I also do have the defense rate mod on this, so I'm going to test it out to see if that is an item I want to use. So like right now, my flame aura, the tooltip DPS on it is 80,000. We know that the tooltips aren't correct. However, you can still use the tooltips just to gauge whether one piece is better than the other, because the number is going to go up or it's going to go down. So although it may not be the right number, you're going to be able to use the tooltip still to gauge where your defense is at. So we're at 80.3 thousand DPS. If we go ahead and throw this bad boy on there, we're now at 90,000 DPS. So although we're no longer at the speed cap, it was worth using in the regard of just raw DPS. Now I have to ask myself one more question, and that is it worth giving up melee boom for? An additional 10,000 DPS to cause all melee enemies to explode? It's really impossible to test this one. But I am going to go with the old relic with melee boom on it just because I think that is going to be a little bit better. Now, I don't want to mess around with the rate on my poison dart towers because I want to get that poison out there for, that petrify. However, I am using multiple earth shatters in many lanes. So let's check out the earth shatter tower and see if maybe I want to use that relic here. Now, one thing I did notice was my earth shatter range was so short. And then I looked through that last video, and I never put points into my Earth Shatter range gambit, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and get my range on my Earth Shatters where they're supposed to be, as I did them without any range on this last run. Now, taking a look at my Earth Shatter, I'm doing 340,000 DPS, attacking every 0.78 seconds. This one is not all the way at the attack rate cap, but it's pretty darn close, so I'm not really overly worried about that. However, if we look at the 340,000 compared to 466,000, now that's 120,000 DPS difference, which is pretty substantial. So although it does change my attack rate up to 0.96 seconds, I am going to be using multiples of them per lane, so I think that is probably going to be worth using in that situation. Now, this is not a relic that has great mods on it, so I'm not interested in keeping it at all. If it was a relic that had great mods on it, I'd want to put this away, and then later down the road, maybe upgrade it up to a point. Oops, did I just swap them by accident? Yeah, I did. Upgrade it back to a point where it's usable at Chaos 7. So let me just go ahead and trash all this stuff. And let's hop right on in to our next map. And this one is going to be floor number 7. Let's see what we get here. We're still in the Chaos 2 realm, as you see right there. Alright, and here we are. We actually got the Lost Temple on floor number 7. Now this is going to come at all of the 4s later down the road, but until I get a little higher up, it's going to be just random here. Okay, so what do we got? We got Fodder Vanguard with Zappers. We got Heals. We've got another Dreadbones lane, and we got a Thrower lane. So we still have no more Cyborgs. Even though it is listing this as at Chaos 2, I get the impression that it actually doesn't have the Chaos 2 lane schedules in quite yet. So no cyborgs again this map, either that or I just did get absurdly lucky once more. So we got some zappers, right? We're going to need a Skyguard tower. Now, is this my Skyguard guy? Yeah, this is my Skyguard guy. So let's just throw one Skyguard right here. And then, once again, we're going to go with Poison Dart Towers and Earth Shatters for that Petrify. Now, I'm going to throw 2 Earth Shatters in, and then also, just to give it a little bit more support, I'm going to go ahead and drop a couple of Flamars in right there. Now, that's 270 DU, but that also included that Flyer Lane. Now, here we've got Healing Fodder. Let's do the same thing. We'll go with a Poison Dart Tower. We'll get 2 Earth Shatters in. And here I think we'll be able to get away with probably just one Flamar to help out. And let's see, over here we got Throwers. Little Goboos and some Javelin Throwers, so once again, same old setup. Now, using these 2 defenses is not a requirement, but I'm just trying to get the Petrify combo. And of course, this is the easiest form early game to get the Petrify combo when you don't have a bunch of heroes unlocked. Let's go with that. That leaves me 220 left and only 1 lane, so I got tons of DU. And I think we'll just rinse and repeat right here, right? Let's see, let's do it. Let's go 1 PDT. Try to get these Earth Shatters in to get the maximum amount of coverage here. We got the 2 Earth Shatters, and then I feel like I missed a Flyer Lane somewhere. Or nope, just 1 Flyer Lane. And then we'll go 2 Flame Auras right at the spawn. Try to keep these mobs killed a little bit quicker. So let's go ahead and see how it runs. This early on, I may not get any new lane openings at all. It's possible I could have another lane open up, but this actually might be it. This might be the run of the map. And even with that campaign gear, now that 1 Chaos 2 item, of course, on my Earth Shatters. But besides that, still rocking the campaign gear. Now remember, on the main account, with the full setup, with having all the correct gilded shards and 10 out of 10 mods and the full enchilada, I actually did a full Ancient Power reset in campaign gear. I live streamed the whole thing. Now, towards the end, it was painful. There's no doubt about that, but it was achievable. I was still able to get the job done. You all will have to forgive the voice cracklings today. I actually had to cancel today's live stream as I picked up a bit of a cold. Now let's see if a lane opens up. This was actually just easy peasy. Still really, really simple. Once again, just showing that it's all about having the right shards. Getting to a decent floor and having the right shards makes Ancient Power resets just really, really silly easy. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and get it started. Got a little bit of latency going here right now. I wonder what that is all about. I know this map tends to run poorly for lots of folks at higher floors, but at this low floor, I'm surprised I'm having any issues at all. Let's see. Looks like my abilities are working, but when I fire, you see the shots are not quite... You can see the hand movement versus the shots actually coming out. Definitely getting a little funky latency. Luckily, this map has been just full steamroll so far, so although I do have this little bit of rubber bandy goodness, it really hasn't affected the map at all so far. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on bosses still. Okay, here's a Thork. Thork, of course, I got a Thork last map too. That's really been the only indicator that it's actually Chaos 2 mobs still. So, yeah, I guess I have just gotten really lucky with the lane rolls, because Thork, I don't think, would be there prior to Chaos 2. Just throw some upgrades around, and this is just going super smooth, so once again, going to jump on forward to wave number 5. We'll have to see if any new lanes get opened up. I don't think any are going to, because this is the this will be the first appearance of Lost Temple on this Ancient Power reset here, so I don't believe I'm going to see any additional lanes, but it is possible. We'll have to find out here. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump on forward to wave number 5. Alright, and here we are back in wave number 5. I had no new lanes open the whole time, so it was pretty smooth sailing. See, we got Shieldy Gobs and a Captain over there. We've got a Skelly over here. And it looks like that is it for the bossery, so I'm just going to let it roll here. I think I will go hang out on this Captain lane, as that could potentially be the toughest lane as far as having 2 bosses on it. We will have to see, though. But the Petrify's holding good, so no issues so far at all. Lots of mobs this way, but they're all burning pretty quickly. Come on, bosses. Where you at? Earth Shatters are just such a heavy hitter, and plus having knock-up, you take hitting extremely hard, adding an AoE effect to it with the Earth Toss Shard, plus having the knock-up in the mix, plus it being able to provide the earth damage for the Petrify combo is just a crazy deal. It makes Earth Shatters just a super good defense. Out of the base 4 heroes, it's definitely one of the strongest defenses in the game. No doubt at all. See, these guys are all burning, all our bosses are dead, and pretty much good game. So I had a couple of messages on the last video saying, oh, but you've got all this Ascension. It's like, this is an alt account. I did what I'm suggesting you all do, and that is go to the highest onslaught floor you can. In the very first episode, I talked about it. I could have went much higher. I'm pretty confident I could have went to 150, 200, 300 or whatever on this account without having any gilded shards, without having any 10 and 10 mods, and without having any ancient power. However, I think floor 80 to 100 is a range that anyone is going to be able to comfortably make it to, as long as they have a good understanding of the game and a good understanding of the combos. Will really get you as far as you want to go. Now, if you push to 80 to 100, you're going to have a big starting Ascension level. Big meaning several hundreds. So that is just proper preparation on doing an Ancient Power reset. Now, I'm sure as we get a little bit further along into this series, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. But right now, it is exactly what I have told everybody for the last year that it would be, and that is Netflix time while rolling through this Ancient Power reset. So, as I said, as I progress, it will get tougher and tougher, but right now, for my first reset, it is just easy peasy mode. So, that will do it for now. Thank you an absolute ton for swinging by. Make sure to click that like button, please subscribe, and I will be back soon with some more Dungeon Defenders 2. Take it easy.